Hello everybody, Dibs here, and welcome back to the next episode of Overwatch Overseer. Now I know it's been a very long time since I've done analysis videos, but a lot of changes have gone through. There's now something called a role queue, where it's 2-2-2, and there is a huge shift in meta since the last time I did it, which was goats. So in this current meta, double shield, everybody's been complaining about it. Nobody likes Urva's to Sigma. If you guys don't know about it already, basically it's all about shields, and hit scan / DPS are having a lot of trouble besides Doomfist. So we're gonna go over a short review on some hit scan. I think it's going to be a lot of McCree, Soldier, and also Tracer. And it's going to be on somebody named Ecuador. Now, if you guys don't remember, we actually have done a review for Ecuador before. This was back when he was in gold, and currently now he is in mid / high plat and trying to get into low diamond. So today we're going to try to see what hit scan he can do, or what he can do as hit scan against double shield. And let's do this. You can see that he also sent in a recorded video of his the replay. So the replay system is also about that came out as well. There's a lot of different changes since I did this, so I know it's been a long time, but there's a lot of good changes and a lot of not so great changes for hit scan. So we'll see. Anyways, let's get this going. He's playing defense on Eichenwald as a McCree, first starting out with a Mei. If you guys can take a look at the comp actually, so let's take a look. Nobody's really running double shield at the moment. It's not currently, they're not playing the meta heroes. It's a Hog versus Ryan Zarya. So far, not much we could talk about when it comes to 2-2-2 double shield. So we're just gonna kind of think about it regularly until it comes out. But I'm going to be referencing double shield a lot when it comes to the video. It's probably gonna pop out sometime or later. But yeah, let's get it going. So I like the way that you're keeping your distance a little bit towards the back. Not too far up, because it's pretty dangerous for your team to be pushed up this far. That was a nice flash though. It's a good flash because you knew that your Mei was being really aggressive, right? But in this place, I wouldn't be poking out there, right? You gotta remember, if you're shooting through this little tiny crack, they're also shooting through this crack. And if you're this close to it, you're gonna get a headshot. You have a high chance of getting headshot. So I would kind of focus more on the left side rather than peeking out here, because they can kill you pretty easily here. Don't be too aggressive as McCree. Your positioning as McCree is a little bit aggressive at this point. Okay, yeah, no, that's good. You know that she was running away, so it's okay for you to be aggressive. All right, there's some times that you can be aggressive, sometimes you don't. If you have somebody with you who's pushing with you at the same time, then yeah, you can be a little bit aggressive as McCree like that, and that's pretty good. So it's all very situational, I think. Nice. Oh. Yeah, against the Mei, I would not try to flash a Mei unless you know for a fact that she doesn't have her ice block, because you don't know if she has it, right? She can easily bait it out here because her ice block is instant, right? But then your flash has traveling distance. Technically, she can react to it. Once she starts seeing the animation come out, if she has good enough reaction, she can predict when it's gonna, or she can react to it, and she can predict it as well. One or the other. So don't flash a Mei unless you know that she doesn't have ice block on. So also, since our last analysis, Batiste has been added, right? So whenever there's a Batiste on your team and he throws down a lamp like this right here, your team should be playing around it, right? You can almost guarantee, I mean, okay, I wouldn't say guarantee, but I feel like whenever your team has a lamp or a Batiste immortality field on the field, everybody's going to try to gravitate towards it because they want to use it, right? So you got to think about where your tanks are going to be in this situation. Your tank is going to utilize it, right? I mean, any tank that wants to protect his team is going to make sure that he is there with his team and trying to shield and keep the immortality field alive. So that's why you want to be in the immortality field with your team, especially if you're hit scan or DPS. This allows it so that, you know, when they try to push in, if they try to kill you, you're going to be protected by that, and they have to either go through your tank and you before they get to the lamp. If you're kind of off to the side alone, right, you're going to be split up from your team. Your team is most likely going to be using it, and you want to be with them at the same time, right? Because there's no way the Ryan's going to shatter anybody in the immortality field or attack anybody in the immortality field. If anybody sees you outside of the immortality field, they're going to go for you, right? So especially as DPS, or if you're range DPS, mid to close range, try to stay within the range of it. Alright, so it looks like your team isn't able to hold this. Alright, so at this point, your Hog is kind of, he's pretty aggro right now. He's really aggressive. I would say try to take the high ground right now. Right here, there's really, I wouldn't say there's any point for you to be down here, because if you take a look at what they have what? They have a Mei, Genji, Lucio, Anna, Ryan, and Zarya. The only two people that can get you are the Genji and also the Lucio. Technically, if they come 1v1 at you, the Genji 1v1s you or the Lucio 1v1s you, then you have a really high chance of getting a pick, especially if you're on high ground. So holding high ground is pretty safe, I would say. Unless they both dive you at the same time, but then if you're already on high ground, you can just drop down backwards, right, to your team. So it's not too entirely dangerous. You just gotta kind of take that area, make use of it, and then if people are trying to push you off, then just back off, right? Because right here, it's not really, you don't have any good sight lines here, right? You just a lot of shields. There's your own Mei Ice Wall, and it's probably gonna be their Mei Ice Wall, right? And that's coming up. Right, so there's not a really good angle for you to engage here as McCree if you want to use your high noon or not. If you are up here next to this bridge or on this bridge, right, you can high noon from high ground. They can't really do anything against you. Your team, if you're standing right here, your Anna can heal you from there, and also you can high noon from high ground. So even if they do attack you, your Anna's also always within range, right? So just holding high ground as McCree or any kind of hit scan is always very good against them, unless they're running full dive. Right, if they're running full dive, then it's just like, okay, well, you're gonna get dove. But I mean, even in that case, you can just jump backwards, right? So position yourself a little bit more, I would say, aggressively, but also smartly when it comes to McCree. Like, that is not really an entirely aggressive position on the high ground as McCree, but it gives you a lot of benefit, right? It's safe because it allows you to drop back down in case you get dove. So that's kind of like why I always use high ground as McCree. It's one of the best places for you to be. One of the best places for you to be. So for your ultimate, if it was on high ground, it definitely would have been a lot better. But right here, it also could have been improved based off of what you did as well. So right here, right, 3, 2, you had 2 full seconds still. You still had 2 seconds. You can technically let it go all the way down to 1, and then when it's about to hit, then you can push it, right? Because imagine if you had technically, let's wait 1 more second. 1. Even if you waited 1 more second. If you didn't let go at that moment, the ISO would have been gone, and you would have been at least able to target more than just the right. So don't let go of it too easily, because right here I feel like you kind of gave up on it. You were just kind of like, I'm not gonna hit anybody, whatever, I'm just gonna let it go, right? But then you have that extra, you see right here, right? You see the Lucio being targeted from behind. You also see the Mei right here, right? There is a chance where if you hold it long enough and the Mei Ice Wall goes down, that you can pick them off. Right, so just wait until the very last moment in this situation, because nobody's really shooting at you right now. There's only a Reinhardt looking at you. The thing is, when the Mei Ice Wall goes down, they can only see you for a split second. Right, when it goes down, boom, you see them, and then you can figure out whether or not you want to let go, and then they see you, but they can't kill you that fast. Right, when the Mei Ice Wall disappears, they have to look for you for like at least half a second, and then they can start shooting at you. But before then, you know where they are, because you can see these dots. So, right, so the Mei Ice Wall on the enemy team in this case is actually bad for them, because once they let it down, they cannot react to you. But you have the advantage here. But you gave it away by letting it go a little bit too early, right? So right here, if you let it go now, right, they wouldn't even be able to react. They can't shoot you. The Hog is hooking the Lucio, the Mei is bubbled, sure, but you might have been able to get the Lucio and finish him off here. So just hold it if you are safe. Hold your ultimate as long as you can as McCree if you are safe. Nice picks. One thing I can help you with there. But anyways, just going back to the high noon. Like, if you aren't in any danger, just hold it until as long as you can, unless you see a good opportunity. If you see no opportunity to kill anybody, just keep holding it, because an opportunity might come up later, right? That's what it is about when it comes to McCree's high noon. It's kind of like a gamble sometimes. It can be a gamble sometimes. But against a Genji, there are 2 times in which you can flash a Genji when he's using his ult. I'll go over that really quickly here. Dashes up as usual, right here. Yep. Right here. Yep. Right here. So, and also you flash right here, right? So I was assuming you were trying to get him as he came down, and then you were going to flash him, right? It's just okay. But the thing is, if the Genji dashes high enough, right? He has a cast time to his ultimate. If he dashes really, really high, then uses his ultimate, he's going to be able to dash again before he hits the ground, right? So That's if he dashes. I mean, most Genjis will dash as soon as they can. And if they do that as fast as they can, they will not hit the ground before. They will be able to dash about halfway or 3/4 on the way down. So what you can either do is you can flash him during his cast or whenever he's within range. And that'll be right here. Right here, right there. You can flash him right here if you want. It's going to be a little bit difficult. I think it'll be a little bit later. Right there, right here. All right, so he takes some time. He won't be able to dash. He can't dash now. He can't dash yet. Now he can dash, right? So you got to time it. You should start timing it when he is about to hit, you know, the middle part of his height before he dashes. Because then if you do that, he won't be able to dash out. So that would have been a really good time. A little bit before this would have been really good to flash. Or you wait until he dashes and then you predict where he's going to dash. And then you try to flash him after he dashes. Those are the two best times for you to flash Genji whenever he's using his ultimate. During his cast time or after he dashes. Because let's say he's nanoed anyway, right? He can nano. If he's nanoed, he can slash into you and then he can swipe you and kill you. That's really dangerous. But if you actually flash him right as he dashes, he will get stunned and he won't be able to finish you off with a slash. So that's the second reason why you want to be able to flash him after he slashes or after he dashes. Because if you do it beforehand, there's a high chance of missing. And also there's enough room for you to be able to allow him to dash into you, even if he's nanobladed, right? Or if he's nanoed. If he's nanoed, his dash won't kill you, but the slash coming afterwards will. So as long as you stop him from slashing, that's fine. Typically, I always, if I'm not within range of a Genji, when it comes to him being nanoed, I wait until he dashes. Because most likely, Genjis will go after you as McCree. Technically. Typically, they will go after either you or the Ana if you guys have not used your cooldowns yet. Right? So if he flashed right here, or if he dashed, right? He went after your Ana. What you can do, instead of using your flash there, you can roll towards him, right? And then flash. If you roll here, you'll be about at this location, and then you can flash. If you flash right when he hits the ground, it's too much of a gamble. Most of the time, you won't be within range. I mean, most of the time, you won't hit him. But that was a good hit though. You got him even without the flash. You didn't really need it. Ooh, yeah, that was an unlucky charge. You're trying to be a little bit aggressive on the with your Mei ult, and I see that. And then you didn't really realize that the red was on the right side. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. It happens. All right, you see a Mei freeze. Like, oh, I want to go in. And after that, then you see a rank coming. It's like, oh crap. All right, right here, I think you are pretty open. You are pretty open to use the high ground here, right? Yeah, McCree, don't be afraid to use high ground. Always try to grab it as much as possible, I feel. Unless they have a Widowmaker or if they have a really, really divey team comp, right? Because they don't have the high ground here and allows you to shoot from high ground. And if they ever want to try to get to you, they have to jump backwards and they have to backtrack to kill you. And also, it's just because if there's a lot of shields, you can't really shoot past all the shields. And it's really annoying, especially when it comes to Orisa Sigma. Getting a lot of good damage in there though. Okay, you guys are up, and you guys use beat. Oof. The heck? Rip. Yeah, at that moment you guys were even. Actually, you guys are down. Yeah, you guys were down one. You didn't really have a really good front line here at this point. Your Sigma's all the way up there. You guys are very split here, right? And that's why the Genji was allowed to get behind you and also the Lucio. The Genji and the Lucio basically dove your backline while your Sigma was main. While you were also chasing the soldier. You may not know, I don't know how much you play McCree, but I feel like the flashes that you've been doing have been a little bit too, I would say, you're too optimistic about how far your flash can go, right? It can't go that far. It really can't. Knowing the distance of where your flash can go is obviously one of the biggest things when it comes to McCree, and also saving him for the right moments, right? You don't technically really need to use it for a soldier when he's running away. Yes, you can try to get it. You can get him when he's like, you know, running away like this. You might have been able to kill him. But it'll be really hard for you because once you flash him, you have to get a headshot and also a body shot. This is also when you're flashing him from behind, right? So his head's going to be moving around and also he's going to be running and looking in the opposite direction. So a headshot at this location would be pretty hard. Mostly, I would like to save it for flankers. I like to save it for flankers, unless you are close enough to kind of just fan the hammer them to death when it comes to like a soldier or an Ana. Because you would have to get a headshot and then a body shot. It depends on how often or how confident you are with your McCree. But I'm not entirely sure how much you play him. I don't think you play him that much. So until you're confident of getting those headshots with the flash almost every single time, don't flash, headshot, and then body shot. I would wait until you're close enough to body shot or to defend the hammer. If you're not confident. First of all, right here, you had your roll. You have your roll, right? So hammer down. You can use your roll to get away. Your roll isn't just for reload. Your roll can be used for movement, right? I don't know. First of all, I don't know how this shatter hit you. I don't know how it hit you, but it went through here. You might have actually been able to roll backwards because it looks like it's coming at an angle, right? It's kind of like a triangle, like a pie, right? So if you rolled backwards a little bit, you might have actually been able to dodge it. So don't be afraid to use your roll for movement and getting away. It doesn't have to be just for a reload. But also he was really weak right here, the Ryan. Right, so your cooldown usage for McCree could use a little bit of an improvement. You're kind of just using them whenever you feel like you want to. And they're not getting a lot of value, I think. Because right here, you saw the Ryan charging in, right? Let's take a look. I don't know if you caught it, but he was half life here. He got right there. Right there. He got slammed by the Doom. Right there. Look at how much life he has. He has basically 2 bars of HP, and he got bubbled. So right here, you don't even need to use a flash. Look how much life he has. I would say he has about 100 life, 125 HP. You don't need to flash him, right? All you really have to do is just land 1 or 2 shots, and then he's dead. Flashing him, I don't think would be needed because it's kind of a waste of a cooldown. Especially if they have a Genji and if they have like a Lucy who's being aggressive, I would honestly always save my flash for those 2 targets because they seem to always come in after you use your flash on somebody else. I think the Genji is watching you whenever you use your flash, right? So you use your flash and you kill them. I mean, you use the fan the hammer. You fan the hammered and you kill them with 1 bullet. So that basically it's like what, 45 HP or 55? 55? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's 45 or 50. 50, right? So you didn't even need it. You could have just shot him normally, right? And he would have died. The reason why I say that it's better to always save it for Genji because of blade and stuff like that, right? Like right here. You use your flash right here. He bladed, right? So he bladed already. In the back of your mind, you should be like, okay, I gotta save my flash for that guy in case he comes to me, right? Most likely because Genji is going to be flying around with his blade most of the time and he might go after you, right? If you use the flash here, you don't have it for him, right? Technically, he could have just dashed towards you and then you wouldn't have your flash and you would have just died. So always just try to save it for the heroes that always move really, really fast and are hard to kill without flash. And I would say, you know, Lucio or Genji. Especially if you know how weak the enemy target is, like the Reinhardt right there, you didn't need it, right? Nope. Alright, I missed that, sorry. 1 second. Okay. Alright, so that was a flash on the Genji when he was bubbled. It's okay, you didn't need it, that's fine. Nice shots. Alright, so they swapped the ball now. Ball is something that is good for you because you get to flash them and basically reduce the amount of movement that he has. So we'll see how much he's able to, how much you're able to do against the ball and how much he feeds, if he feeds at all. Alright, McCree, Soldier, they're still on double hit scan. They swapped. Yeah, he swapped from ball again. Alright, double hit scan, Ryan's Zarya still. Yeah, at this moment, I honestly would still hold the high ground onto your left. It wouldn't hurt because it gives you more, it gives you an advantage. It allows you to see more. Because right, like I said, when it comes to McCree, you want to get as many set lines as you can. Right there, right where you looked, on that high ground right there, right here. It wouldn't hurt to be up there, right? Because again, if they jump onto you, you can just drop down. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, be a little bit more mindful when it comes to your McCree cooldowns. Use them only when you need to. Ooh, you're also tunnel visioning a lot. So, you're seeing a lot of action on this side, right? You see action here. All right, you see action here on this side. Boom. Okay, so when you're going towards this way, like you're not turning towards your right and looking at the same time. You're not looking both ways. What I like to say is usually always look both ways before you cross. Either way, that always applies to any situation, not when you're just crossing, you know, when you're going through a hallway or anything like that. But like right here, once you're going towards this way, there's nothing for you to shoot on this screen, right? There's nothing for you to shoot. There's nothing in your range. So use this time to just like glance towards your right. Do a quick flick. Be like, look, okay. Nobody's there? Okay, go. If somebody's there, then at least keep them in the back of your mind that they're there, right? Because right now you're tunnel visioning, right? You focus. You don't really see it. Technically, you did see the McCree here. You did see the McCree, but you're so focused on the Lucio that you didn't check beforehand, and then you didn't realize. You probably didn't know that they were coming this way. Because if you did, I don't think you would have rolled it. Right? So just be a little bit more aware. Always don't be afraid to just like, you know, if there's nothing on your screen, you don't have to be looking there. Right? Do a quick flick, back, look back. Like whenever you see me play Tracer or whatever hero, I'm always just like, my camera is like flicking all over the place because I need to check to see where everybody is. Technically, you can use your sound to hear, but I like to always use my visual cues at the same time while doing that. So don't be afraid to just like snap back and forth, snap. And then when you're about to shoot and kill somebody, then focus there. And then when you're not shooting, look around again, look around, and then focus. Look around, and then focus. Tunnel visioning is very, very scary. Back into the mix. Because stuff like that can happen. Like the McCree, you were going to flash and get the kill on the Lucio, but the McCree just came to the side because you weren't looking. It helps you be a little bit more aware, to be honest, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on in Overwatch, and it's hard to keep track. And I feel like visuals are really easy for me to keep track of, and I can catch things more easily that way. All right. Oof. All right, your team's got a pick. 2 picks. Your team should be actually pushing in right now, because you guys are up 2. You guys can be really aggressive. That's 3 picks. That's 3 picks. Think about it. Doomfist got a soldier and a Lucio, right? It's a 4v6. If you're not talking to your team, I mean, I don't know if you're talking to your team, to be honest, but this is what happens. This is a lot of mistakes that I see people making. You guys are literally up 3 people. You guys should be pushing in and taking space and just trying to finish off the rest of the people because you guys are at a huge advantage, right? You guys are at a big numbers advantage. So you guys should be able to push it, right? But when you guys push their spawn, obviously you want to make sure that you're not pushing too far. There's always a fine line between too far or a good amount and then too far. But basically, too far is when they start respawning. Once you get that timer down, when they start to respawn and they all start to be a number, like a full 6, that's when you want to back out. You want to keep pushing it until you kind of like realize that they're respawning again and then back off. But you guys basically had like a free 20 seconds to get rid of the other people. You guys definitely should have taken that advantage. So that was 3 ults by them. Nice flash. Nice flash. Not bad. Yeah, so they use what? They use shatter, grab, and also soldier visor to grab and shatter. What? Why would you need a visor to any of those? They're not moving targets. Oh, I guess he visored first, and then they shattered and then grabbed after. So, but that was a really nice flash on the right hand right here because you were predicting him to try to charge, right? So you stopped them, and you use your high noon to combo with the Sigma. Pretty good, very good. It was kind of scary though because if you didn't get nabbed, you probably would have died. But you guys were able to pull them off. So they used 3, and you guys used 3 as well. So it's an even fight, but you guys came out. You guys came out at the end, which is fine. Alright, so let's talk about McCree and his flash. Nice headshot, but you missed the second one. And why? Because you were moving a lot. You were moving a lot. Right here. Think, and then you're moving. So whenever you're going against a flash target, there really is no point for you to keep moving. There's nobody really shooting at you right now. They don't have a Widow, they don't have a Hanzo, they don't really have a one-shot ability. And if the Ana decides to shoot you, then the Zarya's gonna die. right? So you gotta figure out like how safe you are. Whenever you use your flash, you're pretty safe in a 1v1 situation. So use that moment to just stand still and get those headshots, right? Because nothing is gonna really kill you according to what they have, right? According to what they have. They have a McCree, and a McCree and Soldier are kind of not right here. No, they're not here, right? So you got one headshot, which is really nice. Think, get that headshot, stay still, get that second headshot. Because right here, you moved a lot and your crosshair went down, right? There's no danger for you to have to always keep moving when the target is flashed, right? Make sure you get that shot off, make it worth it, and you probably would have been able to pick off the Zarya there. That goes for any hero. That goes for any hero. If it's a 1v1 situation or a 1v2 situation where the other person's healing the target, stand still when you flash and make sure you're as accurate as possible, and you can probably pick up the target. Okay, your Doom is a little bit too far up. I went back up. You guys are down one right here, right? Right now. Your Doom is down. You guys are 5v6. I would not be pushing up here. Even though your Sigma is up there, he should be kind of slowly backing up right now. He's probably buying you guys space, but you should not be pushing up like this. You should not. Because what's in their mind when they get a kill on a Doom? Push, 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 push. Or it should be. It should be push, 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 push. Right? Because they are up one. And if they are up one and they're pushing, for all you know, right? Of course you can see right now that they're behind, they're farther away because of the outline. But right, they get the kill, they could be just walking straight up right now. Nice card. Anyway, after that kill on the Doomfist, they're gonna be pushing up. They should be pushing up. And so, it's like 1, 2, boom. 2 seconds. That's 2 seconds of them. If they pushed up, they would be in your face. They would all literally be right here if they wanted to. So you gotta kind of like think about whether or not you're at an advantage or how much they are at an advantage. All right, because you can't really see over it, right? You gotta kind of guess how the enemy would be acting like, whether they are at an advantage or a disadvantage. Nice. That was a good use of your flash because he was full HP, right? He was full HP, and you were able to make use of it. You didn't waste it, right? This was a good flash. Good flash. And then also you use your high noon to reload. I mean, not to reload, but you knew you had no ammo, right? You knew you had no ammo, and the way you used your high noon was really good there too, right? You waited until you got a good, pick, or you got a good chance, right? Kind of use that all the time, right? Don't give up on it until an opportunity arises, right? And you held it and you got it. Because if you never know when it comes to Deadeye. You really don't know when it comes to Deadeye. Like, opportunities can come at the most random moments, and if you wait long enough and if you're patient enough, you can probably get a lot of picks with it. Being patient with your high noon is probably the most important thing. So. All right, so I feel like once they swap to Doom, once you realize that the enemy team swaps to Doom, you should try your best to always save your flash for him, because Doomfist is one of the heroes where he is really hard to kill without flash, right? He is basically free to do whatever the hell he wants if you don't have flash. So how long has he been Doomfist? I think he's just swapped to Doomfist, right? Let's see. So he was Doomfist for about, yeah, it's about 2 fights. So once you realize that the enemy team has a Doomfist, you kind of want to be saving your flash for him, unless you get a really good opportunity to use it and kill a tank or something like that, right? So he's down. You know that he's down. So now you can kind of use your flash one more time, perhaps, for somebody, right? Which is on this Rhine, right? Before he gets back. So that's okay. The Doomfist won't be back yet. He just spawned. So it's good timing actually on this flash. So that's fine. But then the next time you realize that the Doomfist is out, you have to save it for him, or else he's just gonna have free reign on your team, right? It's good, okay. It's okay for you to use it on supports and stuff, but I feel like Doomfists can carry so much that you have to kind of save it for them, or else your team is not going to have anything against them, right? So one more thing: if the enemy team has a ball and a Doomfist, right now they have a ball, Somnium, they have a Doomfist on Ellie and Doomfist. Prioritize your flashes on the Doomfist. Don't use your ball, or don't use your flash on the ball. Don't prioritize him. Prioritize the Doomfist, because once his main goal is for you to waste your flash on him. Once the Doomfist sees that you use your flash on the Hammond, he's gonna punch in and try to get a free kill. That's how it works, right? Hammond baits out all of the cooldowns, all the CC cooldowns as much as possible, and then once they're all gone and the Hammond survives and runs away, the Doomfist comes in and punches in for free, or slams in for free, gets a free pick and punches out. That's what Hammond is. Hammond is kind of like a guy that causes panic and makes everybody use their cooldowns, so that Doomfist can get in freely. That's why Doom and Hamster are super annoying to go against. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so don't, like I said, right there, don't use it on him as well. Don't use it there. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous to waste it on the ball. But one thing you can do is avoid the slam. So if you think about it, if he's swinging up like this, the Hammond, right? He's swinging, what is he going to be doing? If he swings up at this angle, right? What is the next thing that he's most likely going to do? He's not just going to swing up there and then swing back and then swing. He's not going to do that. He's going to swing up and then hammer down, right? So you kind of you have to know how Hammonds act. If you see this coming, don't let it hit you for free. Right, you can easily just back around the corner. You can continue going left, or you can just back up towards the right. Right here. Because at this moment, you should pretty much be already on the left side, ready to avoid it. Don't let him get free damage, because this slam, bringing you into the air, can be very, very, very deadly. If the McCree on the enemy team is following their Hammond, he can get a free headshot on you, and you can pretty much just die from that. Right? If anybody focuses the targets that the Hammond slams, it's actually very, very dangerous. So try not to get hit by his slam, right? Follow what the Hamster is doing and how his playstyle is. If he swings up in the air, he is most definitely going to slam afterwards, especially if he's right next to you. It's very common for them to do that. It's one of the things that allows them to get free picks. I mean, allows their team to get free picks, I guess. Yeah, and also you use your flash on the Hamster again. Just think about it. Look at it. You use your flash and you fan the hammer, and he's still alive. Right? Now you got to think about it in your head. Is it worth it? Is flash, like whenever you get a flash, you want to be getting a pick after you flash somebody, right? If you don't get a pick when you flash somebody, what's the point of doing it? So you want to be always using your flash for targets that you know you will get a pick off of, which is squishies, Doomfist especially. Yeah, those targets. Save it for them, because right now the Doomfist is free. He can just punch in. The Hamster took the ball the damage. Right. And he's punching you up in again. And he still gets away. And you get punched. So it's like, yeah, stop flashing Hamster. Only flash the Hamster if he is like the one of the two people that's not Doomfist. If Doomfist is alive, save it for him. If Doomfist is dead, then you can flash the Hamster as a last resort. That's what I like to normally do. Oof. Rip. Yeah, if you actually got the flash there, you would have killed him. So I would just say, just be a little bit more careful with your cooldowns on McCree. They're very, very important in this meta. They are very, very important. Because without it, Doomfist is just gonna destroy your team. I can see that as soon as they switched to Doomfist, your team was kind of having a lot of trouble. Make that a #1 rule for you. Make that a #1 rule for you. If there is a Doomfist, save your flash for him and ignore the Hamster unless he is contesting the point and Doomfist is dead. If both are alive, kill Doomfist first. Prioritize Doomfist, like I said before. However, if Hamster is the only one alive and he's contesting, then go for him and use a flash on him. But it looks like we're playing some Tracer here on attack. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, you're playing Tracer, dude. Alright. Not a lot of Tracers this season. I don't think I've ever seen... I've seen like 1 or 2 people play Tracer this season. In my games, at least. Nice, nice. You guys are up 1. Take it a little bit slow. Symmetra. Oof. Don't like Symmetra. Go for the lamp. Nice, lamp is down. You're kind of blinking in the wrong direction. Kind of blinking in the wrong direction. Just a little bit. So you gotta be thinking about it. Okay. Okay, right here. You kill the lamp. Good job killing the lamp, by the way. But right here, you see these 2 shields, right? You see the Sigma shield right here? It might be a little bit hard for you guys to see, but you see the Sigma shield and you see the Orisa shield. All the shields are at this angle. Right? Just think about it. If you blink towards the right, and all the shields are there, are you going to be able to shoot through that angle? No. Right? Imagine you're right here. You see these shields here, right? Let's just pause right when he blinks. Or right when you blink, right here. There's a shield here and there's a shield there. What's the point of blinking towards this direction? There's no point. So because you have to keep track of where the enemy shields are at all costs when it comes to Tracer. It's even more important when it comes to Tracer because, well, I would say it's important for all hitscan heroes, but as Tracer, it's easy for you to outmaneuver the shields and kind of get a different angle, is what I'm trying to say. So right here, just blink is just completely pointless. Even if these symmetric turrets weren't there, this blink would have been pointless because you still can't shoot. You would have to blink again to get past the shield, and then you'd be behind them. But you don't want to use 2 blinks at this angle to try to get behind them, when in reality, you could have just blinked towards the left right here, blink towards inside the cabin, and fight from that angle where the shields are not. Right? So keep track of where the enemy shields are, especially when it comes to Orisa Sigma. Because shields are going to be all over the place. Right? You're going to have a shield here, you're going to have a shield there, you're going to have a shield blah, 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 all over the place. And that's why I feel like Soldier is not that great when it comes to double shield. McCree is okay because he's good against Doomfist. Right? McCree isn't per se good against double shield, but he's good against the team, or he's good against the comp that is normally played against double shield. Right? Like he can shoot shields, but then he can like roll in and he can flash and get a pick really quickly. But when it comes to Soldier, nah. What's going to happen when you play Soldier is that you're going to be shooting shields all day. Right? If you somebody gets the half-life, Sigma just throws a shield. Now what? You're going to have to run past the shield, or run around the shield, run a different way, and then shoot, and there's another shield. It's like you can't do anything as Soldier. You can't kill people fast enough as Soldier, and you don't have enough mobility as Soldier. He has good mobility versus McCree, but not enough like Tracer. Tracer can just blink, 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 and get past the shields, right? And also she has enough DPS to kill people in 1 clip. But Soldier is kind of like in the middle zone where he's like good at both, but he's not very good at one or very good at the other. So it's like being in that middle ground makes it so that he's very bad in the double shield meta. But McCree is okay and Tracer is okay. You waited a little bit long there as well. You waited a little bit long to start shooting here. I would have started shooting right here. Your crosshair is a little bit low for one, but at this moment, you can start shooting you can start shooting here already. And you don't have to be like in their face when you start shooting, right? You can start shooting from here and you can kind of just like stay here for a little bit, and because it allows you to predict where they're moving, right? If you're this close, it's going to be very hard for you to track them, right? The closer you are, the faster they move on your screen, right? So you're going to have trouble tracking them like this. Like, whoop, whoop, whoop. See, now you're behind. And now you're kind of like over. So, right? So you want to keep your distance to kind of like 7 to 10 meters, because that's basically when you have full damage potential. Also with the buff coming up, it's going to get increased from 10 meters to 13 meters for range of fall off, right? So you're going to even be able to do it from farther range. So don't be too close to your target whenever you're shooting them as Tracer. Unless, of course, you're going against like a Junkrat who is just like using his tire, then yeah, you can just go up to him and just shoot him because he's not going to move, right? So. Oof. All right, right here. You use your recall already, right? Look at it. You have one blink, you have your recall on cooldown. Your goal is to get out of here, because you can hear the footsteps chasing you. You hear Symmetra trying to chase you. If you have one blink, you're not going to be able to kill Symmetra. You're not going to be able to out DPS or outmaneuver her. So even if it was just a Symmetra, you don't want to be taking this fight. You want to just back off, because that laser is scary. That laser is scary. See, even without Lucio, it was like 48 damage already. Yeah, I would just be a little bit more safe when it comes to you not having cooldowns. If you don't have cooldowns and you're running away, just keep running. don't try to re-engage unless the target is very weak. Alright, that's her shield. Nice maneuver. But I feel like you could have done better than that. Always think about doing better. Depends on what your plan is. Okay, so I don't know what your plan is here. But if you plan to blink forward like this, right? Shoot, blink forward. And if you plan to blink this direction again, right? Right? So instead of just blinking, turning, blinking, and then turning, right? If that's your plan to just blink forward and then back, what you can do is you can just literally blink forward without turning, wait like half a second, and then blink backwards. You know what I mean? Blink forward, don't turn, blink forward, and then blink back. What this will do is allow you to keep the same, it will allow you to keep the same angle on your target so that you don't, you know, lose your target. Because when you do this, right, blink, do this, 1, 2, and now you lose your target, right? So now you're kind of like aiming at a different direction, and also you're at full bullets too, by the way. When you're doing that at the same time, you should be reloading. So what you should do is you should empty your clip, blink, and then reload at the same time. Don't turn around, don't do this, and just blink backwards, straight and back. And most of the time they will fall for that. He will still do that flash thing, right? But now you would have had a full clip because you reloaded, and then you can finish him off this way. You did get the kill though, but it's like it's less work on you, right? Because it's a lot of strain when you have to blink and then turn around and blink and then turn around again. It's just like your head goes all over the place and you forget to reload sometimes. I didn't even see that soldier. I don't know what he was doing there. But yeah, just make it easier for yourself when it comes to that. You can bait multiple heroes. You can bait punches with Doomfist. You can bait flashes with McCree. You can pretty much bait anybody like sleeps and stuff like that. If your plan, like I said, if your plan is to blink forward and then back very quickly, don't even turn around. But the thing is though, sometimes you want to blink and then turn around and continue shooting, then that's fine. Then of course you want to turn around, right? Then you don't want to just blink back and forth because, right? Because you want to finish them off when you turn around. It depends on what you want to do. Because sometimes I empty out half a clip because McCrees have higher mechanics and also faster reaction time, right? Because sometimes whenever you get to like Master or High or GM and you start shooting a McCree, before you even empty out half of your clip, he's already going to flash you. So you want to like be very, very quick when it comes to predicting that. And sometimes if you're fast enough, you only have half a clip left, right? And you want to empty it out before you do your reloading. So it depends on the situation, but I think if you're like Platinum, the reaction time isn't as fast. So you can just blink forward and then back. You can empty out a clip, blink forward, blink back, and then reload at the same time. Oof. All right, so you use your pulse bomb. That was a nice try on the McCree, but here's Zarya's graph. So whenever you're playing with a Zarya on your team as Tracer, I would always try to save my pulse bomb for graph. I would say about 90% of the time. It's more consistent damage for you to stick a graph instead of trying to get a solo stick. It's more value as well, right? Unless you're very confident in getting single sticks almost every single time, then go for it. But if you're not hitting your sticks consistently, I would save it for a graph pretty much almost all the time. It allows you to team wipe the enemy team because they have 4 squishies, right? They do have beat to kind of go against it, but I mean, at least you can make them squishy afterwards and you can finish them off after. But always try your best to save it with Arya graph. Yeah, there's not much you can do there either. Like she grabbed and you guys didn't have any follow-up. So that's what happens if you don't save it, because first of all, if she knew that you used bomb, then she should have waited at least for blade. Right? Now you guys just got blade. But there's no combination for you guys to finish them off, and you guys don't have enough damage. So that grab was kind of a waste as well. But you're playing Soldier. Soldier's kind of scary against their comp, especially against double shield. I did mention it earlier. Soldier is going to be shooting shields most of the time. So I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go out for you. But if you were playing Soldier, you kind of want to play it like a McCree. Try to grab as much high ground as possible, but they do have a McCree holding high ground. It's kind of dangerous for you to go to high ground alone. But if you notice that the McCree is not holding high ground, you should take it as soon as possible. All right, so right here, you also use your healing pad for no reason, right? You're full HP. Watch your health as soldier and only throw down your healing pad when you actually need it. You don't need it right now, right? It's kind of like a reaction, like, oh, McCree flashed me and he shot into me. I'm probably very low. All you gotta do is just check. Just do a quick glance, right? Don't react to it right away because you're full HP, you're 200. You dropping it now does nothing for you. Absolutely nothing. And you don't have it right now, so it makes it so that in case anybody jumps on you, then you have to count on your team to heal you. And that's always bad. you don't ever want to always rely on your team to keep you up 100% of the time. Okay, and you throw it here, which is good. Alright, so if you throw it down here, it's good because it allows you to stay undercover, but I think it'd be better for you to push it a little bit farther. So you can put it where there's bushes. Or you can put it like at this area right here. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. Can you see my mouse? Yeah, you can see my mouse. Okay, cool. So you want to put it like right here at this location, because if you put it here, it allows you to push a little bit forward and you can peek out at the same time and also be healed. Because if you put it too far back right here and you push towards the edge, you can see the line right here, right? It only covers up to here. If you end up pushing towards the edge, you won't get healed. So you kind of want to be putting it right here so that you can actually peek out at the same time while being healed. And if you need to get cover, you just push backwards. Because right here, if you're right here, you stop getting healed for a little bit. So it's just a little bit out of range, but I feel like it's good for you to just kind of proactively make it so that in case you ever have to be that far out, you can always be healed 100% of the time. But in that fight, there really wasn't much you can do because you were low already. You were getting healed a little bit and he had to jump on you. But yeah, try to make it so that you can peek corners with your healing pad without making yourself too easy to shoot. Even though Soldier is kind of difficult to play in this meta, still always a tip. Yeah, so the McCree's on high ground. You don't know that he is because you can't really tell, but most likely it's good to assume that he is, and it's very dangerous for you to kind of go alone. But now you know he's dead, you should go up. Yeah, right here. So you see that, right? Kill feed. You see the Genji on your team killed the McCree? If the McCree is off of high ground, you should try to take it as much as possible. Right. The reason why you don't want to take it when the McCree is there is because he could be waiting around a corner, just E, flash, and then right click you and you're dead. And you can't do anything against that. But now that he's dead, there's not a lot that can stop you. Yes, there's a soldier up there, but you can kind of at least, you know, do something about it. And it's not entirely dangerous. We're pushing a little bit forward. You're pushing a little bit forward. A little bit too forward. You're in front of your tanks. Think about it. Think about it. You have a Roadhog and a Zarya. Right? You ran in front of your Roadhog. Your Roadhog is supposed to soak up all the damage. There's really no point for you to run in front of him. Because right now you're taking damage for the Hog. When in reality, he's supposed to be taking damage for you. That's how he gets ult charged too. Right, so you don't want to be here. There's no point. You're not playing Tracer. You're not blinking out. You should probably just be on the right side or just making your way up the high ground right now. Making your way up now is not bad. It's not too bad. Because you almost have your ult. Right? If you have your ult, you're at 92. You're going to be in position to ult from high ground. Okay. Oh, you got booped. Oof. Alright, so that's kind of interesting actually. So there's a lot of things going on here. So a couple of things that you could have done differently is think about whether or not it's even worth it for you to try to make it back. Because I saw that you tried, so you got booped right here. Booped, right? Okay. And so now you're like, oh crap. Okay, now I gotta run back towards, try to keep running towards and try to make it back up here, right? You're trying to survive. But in reality, if you make it back up here, there's a soldier right in front of you who's ulting. Are you going to survive anyway? Probably not. Unless you have pretty good aim and you're really close. If you can track him very closely, you might be able to kill him. But in any case, I feel like it's not going to happen when he has his ult. So even if you make it back up here and you're going against a soldier who's ulting, you're going to die either way. So what's the best route? What's the best route? You get booped, keep going forward. Once you get booped, you hear the ult, you get booped, make a decision. Keep running towards this way. If you keep running this way, you can actually latch onto this right here. right? He boops you, you're in midair, just sprint. And just keep sprinting and just jump onto this wood plank. And you probably actually would have made it, and you would have been able to get back up. It's not completely, like, you're not completely dead. That's the one thing. If you ever get booped off at this bridge, anywhere here, on the bridge, at this location, your only saving grace is that wooden plank. So if you're Tracer, or if you're Genji, and you get booped off, that should be like the first thing that pops into your mind, the wooden plank. Right? Because I've gotten booped off where I was on the opposite side of the bridge as Tracer, and I was able to blink 3 times, and I was able to get to this plank. So like, if you try hard enough, you can make it to the plank almost pretty much as any hero that has mobility. You can just run towards it and you survive. And you can actually surprise a lot of people with that. But yeah, just think about it. Like, is it worth it for you to even try to go back? That's the thing, right? Is it worth it to try to go back towards the ulting soldier? No, it's not. So find another way out. Ooh, that was a nice rocket. So I feel like the one thing is decision making. The one thing that I've been seeing a lot in this game is decision making when it comes to your positioning, as well as your your ability usage, right? With McCree, you're using your flash when you don't really need to, and you're using it on the wrong targets, right? And I think that's the most important part for McCree. And also the positioning too when it comes to McCree, right? You have to get the high ground a lot. Same thing with Soldier. Decision for him is like, are you trying to grab high ground at the right times, or are you trying to go towards the more safe area, right? So I think he had to kind of be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to Soldier than McCree, because you have the ability to get out. But being a little bit more aggressive as McCree isn't too bad either. But I feel like it's just kind of, you just shoot what you see and whatever comes to you. And I feel like if you use a little bit more thought when it comes to like your positioning and your cooldowns, you can perform a lot better. You just gotta think to yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? And I know a lot of this stuff a lot of this decision making is hard to make right away if you don't really play the heroes a lot. But if you think about it more afterwards, then it just comes to second nature for you. And that's when you know you're getting better. Alright, so that ult on the Lucio really wasn't worth it, I feel like, because you had 2 ults going on at the same time. But it's okay. Try not to use that many ults all at once, especially if you have a game-winning one that was used, which was your blade. Okay, they beat it. Okay, so they beat it, right? If they beat it, and there's a Tracer behind you, what's the chance of you killing this Tracer with beat? Right? There's a very, very low chance. If anybody has beat, I will try to go for the targets that have like the most benefit from it, or like the most life, right? Because Tracer is already hard for you to kill. It's very rare for you to be able to kill a Tracer from this range, right? Unless you track really, really well. But if a Tracer has this much shields and also she's this far, there's a very, very low chance that you're gonna kill her. So I would go for somebody who's easier to shoot, especially if they have beat. But at this time, it's already very hard because it's like, nice. That's good. But right now it's gonna be very hard because they have a double shield, right? So there's a shield there, right? You can't really shoot anything. You're shooting a lot of shields, now that I think about it, right? So let's take a look at this. So you can only shoot the Doomfist, right? Which is okay. Kill the Doomfist, you kill the Tracer, which is nice. They weren't using the shields though. Right now there's a shield, there's another shield. Can't really kill a Moira. There's another shield there. Yeah, there's just too many shields. You're only able to shoot them if they are out of position, basically. And if they are out of position, that's kind of their fault. So you're basically waiting for the enemy to make a mistake before you can do damage as Soldier. And that's never it's never a good thing. You know, you don't want to be waiting for them to make a mistake. Let's go. There's a shield. There's a Sigma shield. There's a Orisa shield there. Okay, there's a shield in your way. Alright, what are you gonna do? There's another shield there. Yeah. Alright. It may not seem like a lot, but like, think about it. You can't shoot anything here unless you pass the shield, right? Sigma can literally throw a shield wherever he wants. There's a shield there. Now what are you gonna do? You can't shoot anything. He's also sucking your damage. And now you have a Doomfist punching you. It's just like, Soldier already does so little damage to targets that you can't kill them very fast. Now there's going to be shields flying all over the place. It's going to even reduce that even further. So it's like, I feel like Soldier in the current meta, I personally feel like he's kind of a throw pick. Like, not because of the fact that, you know, people are bad when he plays Soldier, but it's the fact that he doesn't have enough damage or enough space to actually like kill people, right? It's almost like, I would say if it's like Platinum and below, playing Soldier in this meta is almost the same thing as playing Tracer when Goats was around. Yes, I know, playing Tracer into Goats isn't impossible, but if you're Plat and below and you're playing Tracer into Goats, you're not gonna have a good time. You're gonna be struggling and you're gonna get flamed, and you're probably gonna hate yourself for picking Tracer, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure there are people out there who have tried to play Tracer into Goats and feel like they're not doing anything, and that's the same feeling you get when you play Soldier into Double Shield. You don't feel like you're doing anything, nothing's dying, people aren't taking damage, and you're just sitting there, just kind of like shooting at stuff, and nothing's happening. Yeah, it's the same thing. Soldier is really, really hard in this meta because he doesn't do enough damage, and he doesn't have enough burst. He also doesn't have enough mobility to run around to get past the shields. He has to kind of find different angles, and just like, oh, by this time you get there, there's a shield guy there. There's another shield. So yeah, try not to pick Soldier as much as you can. If you can play any hit scan, I would even play Widow. Widow is even better than Soldier because Widow has range, and also if somebody peeks out, you can get a headshot and you can actually kill the target with one hit. Soldier, if somebody peeks out, you have to get like 5 headshots in a row, ding, 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 and then they can die. It's just not, you can't do that. It's not consistent. So don't play Soldier. Widow, McCree, Tracer are even better. Try those instead. But in the future, I feel like if you do ever plan on playing Soldier or McCree, oh, hi Moxie, how you doing? How's it going, buddy? What you should do is get high ground more often, definitely. With both Soldier and McCree, if you ever do plan, but try not to play Soldier, okay? But if you play Soldier or McCree, get high ground as much as possible. That's the best thing for you to do, because it allows you to use your ultimate a lot better. And also, it makes it so that people have to use cooldowns to get to you, right? That's also another thing, right? If they have to use cooldowns to get to you, you're a lot safer. And also they have to spend resources, and you're basically not for free. You also have better sight lines, and also you have better chances for a good ultimate, right? Right, Moxie? Yeah, so anyways, yeah, play McCree a little bit more, be a little bit more comfortable. I don't think you're 100% comfortable with his flash range, and also I don't think you're 100% comfortable with his flash usage in general. Try to use it only for Doomfist whenever you're playing against a Doomfist slash Hamster, because Doomfist is the one that does all the damage, and Hamster is the one that does all of the soaking, right? So yeah, save it for Doomfist. Don't use it on Hamster. And that's pretty much it when it comes to McCree. If you can get rid of the enemy Doomfist as McCree, you're doing a really, really good job already. But if you're not getting rid of him, you're kind of just not doing anything as well. As Tracer, what was it on Tracer? I would say for Tracer, I'll say your Tracer was pretty decent play, but I think not using your what was it? Was it your pulse bombs? Not saving your pulse bombs for your Zarya. You were focusing the lamp, and also you were not using your blinks to position correctly through the shields, because there were shields all over the place, right? What you want to do is use your shields or use your blinks to try to mitigate the shields and get them away from you. You don't want to be shooting into them, right? So use them to kind of make it so you're fighting from a different angle and you can shoot past them, and put yourself in a better position as Tracer, and you'll be fine. That's basically how I play Tracer in this meta. I always just see where the shields are, and I just play on the opposite side. Basically, it's kind of like Ryan Zarya. If you see Ryan Zarya shooting, like facing a shield one way, you blink behind them, right? It's kind of the same thing this way, except the shield is mobile, right? So it's a little bit more difficult to do, but you kind of have the same idea. So yeah, anyways, yeah, I think I went over everything. That's going to be about it. So yeah, appreciate it, Ecuador. Glad that you have been climbing. You climbed from gold, and you're what, 2,800 now, so you made an improvement. Hopefully this will help you out. I know the meta is going to be pretty tough to play, but Tracer is getting a buff, so Tracer's getting a buff in a few days, or tomorrow, I think. And then hopefully you can see better improvement with her. So yeah. Anyways, give Ecuador a round of applause. Boop, 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 boop. Right? Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Hope it helps you improve. Moxie really wants you to do better. Right? Hopefully you do better. Let me know how everything goes for you after that, dude. And I will catch you guys in the next one. If you guys want to send one in yourself, you guys can submit it to dibzgaming@hotmail.com. You can send it to YouTube or send it as a YouTube link, or you can send the raw video as an MP4, whatever you want. And I will try my best to get to it as much as possible. I am pretty busy nowadays, but I always try my best whenever I can. And yeah, if you guys want to as well, you guys can drop by the stream. The kitties are usually on there too sometimes. I do stream Overwatch, Mondays/Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And you guys can check the schedule, twitch.tv/DIBZ. But anyways, appreciate you guys watching and staying out through the video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.